All right, everybody, gonna install the frost-free hydrant right now. Dug a trench, got the pitless adapter over here. This is gonna be a temporary installation, just so that we can get water out of the well while we're still building the house. Put this T-post in. I'm 2 foot below grade right here. Let me show you all the stuff that we're using to hook this up. Like I said, it's just temporary. Eventually, we'll be running line from here all the way up to the house pad. But for right now, we're camped down here, so need a source of water down here. Coming out of the pitless, we wanted to put a check valve in there, so I already put this guy together. You can see I got all the little Teflon paste all over this thing so that I can just screw it all in. But I got a 90 for the 3/4 roll pipe that's coming out of it. I had to bush it down from 1.25 inches. This is my 1.25 inch check valve and just a nipple. So I'm going to install this into the pitless, get it all nice and secure. Then I'm going to install the roll pipe on there, and then go over to the T-post. And I saw a really cool way of installing these things with a bucket so that you get good drainage and it keeps all the gravel in one spot and it doesn't disperse and you don't get a bunch of dirt in there. So I'll show you how we're going to do that right now. I'm going to install the check valve and the little contraption I made here. So eventually the PVC little bushing reducer part will come out, but the check valve will always be here because we'll just tie into that for our line running up to the house. But so we're gonna get this guy screwed in. Hopefully I left enough room here. I got everything tight but the nipple on both sides. That way I could just start hand threading it in, and then I'll grab it with a pipe wrench and get it all the way tight and orient. If I can grab it. Let's see here. Ooh. Like that. We've got our 90 facing over towards where our hydrant's going to be, and I'm going to run that line and get all that stuff going. I saw this way of installing a yard hydrant, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I decided to do it. What I did is I cut a hole in the bottom. That allows for drainage, and it also allows me to slip it over this T-post right here, which is going to give some support to the yard hydrant. And I just cut a little hole in the side here so that the pipe can come in. So that guy slides over like that. And then what we're going to do, I've got the lid for it. I cut a big hole in that so that I can get the yard hydrant through. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with rock after I've connected the pipe to this guy. And the way a yard hydrant works is you turn it on and off up here, but the valve is actually down here. So what will happen is there'll be no liquid water above this line down here, and that'll protect it from freezing. So it just all drains out of this little drain hole right here. That's why we want to have the rock in there, so that the water can drain out and it'll go right through that hole in the bottom of the bucket. So I'm sure using a Lowe's bucket lid and a Home Depot bucket is probably some sort of a party foul or something, but that's what I had. I had these all stainless steel clamps left over from the pump install, and you can use some tie wire or something like that to secure this to the T-post. But since I had these, I figured they would work really well. And there you go. Once we get this thing backfilled, that thing will be nice and solid, sucked in tight to that, and should be good to go. No way. Jesus. And of course I left the cans off. Not a big deal. That guy around. That in. Well, we've got our pipe in, everything's connected. So as soon as we turn on power to the pump, we'll be able to have water come out of this hydrant. Now, what we're gonna do, I brought this bucket of just clean like pea gravel that I'm gonna fill this bucket up with. So what that does is that gives it a good space to be able to drain, so that all the water can drain. So that all the water can drain out of there, and empty this out so that it doesn't freeze. I also have this other bucket of kind of like small gravel. I'm gonna throw it right here. Right outside. Then I'm going to top this off with that. There's a little bit of dirt in there, but I'm not too worried about it. We got some sandy drill cuttings here. I'm going to throw up on top. Snap that lid on. So now we'll be able to turn it on, turn it off, everything will be able to drain. We should be really good. I can start backfilling this hole, and then I'm getting ready to set the electrical for the well pump. I'm installing the pump controller. You can see we got the yard hydrant put in earlier. I built this temporary little mount for the pump controller and the fuse panel. It's just a couple of pieces of 2-inch tube, little piece of plywood, and what I did is I sunk some T-posts down in the ground, kind of help anchor it down a little bit more. Once we get it all backfilled, it should be fairly stable, and I'm going to get this pump controller set in, or secured, and then run the conduit over, and get the wire run through that. I'm going to put a bucket in here with a lid so that I can store all of the extra cables, since we've got about 100 foot of extra cable that we need to keep stored. So that's got a cover. Fuse panel will get secured right there. I'm going to get this conduit and everything in, that way I can backfill, and I'll put the fuse panel in, wire it all up, and then we'll be able to fire up the generator and see what happens. All this is temporary anyways. I wanted to keep the extra pump cable, and I thought I'd try and keep it protected in a bucket. So what I've done is I used a hole saw, drilled a hole here and here for the conduit to come in, threw a couple holes in the bottom just so that it could drain. That'll go right in here. We'll come down with the conduit into the bucket. We'll coil up all of our extra cable, and then we'll come out with the conduit up into the pump controller, and then that should allow us to store our extra cable, keep it safe in there just in case we do need to use it, and be able to backfill everything, and then get the fuse panel in. Since I'm saving all this cable, I get to thread everything through this so I can get my measurement. We'll get this roughed in right now. So that to thread these three through all of that. Then I'll get the glue, get it all glued together. That part will be roughed in. I'll coil up the cable, and then we'll rough in up here to the box. All right, just gonna glue these conduit pieces together and get them all in place. That way I know we're all good. All right. That looks good right there. All right. Now, go get all that cable, feed it in here, and then we can glue this last little piece into place. And we'll go ahead and run that piece up, and we'll be ready to backfill. Keeping all this extra cable definitely added some work, but I think in the end, I think it's worth it. So we got all of the cable wound up into the bucket, and now we just got to get everything connected underneath here. That may be easier said than done, but not too bad. Just like that. And a little glue. Everything's happy. There we go. All right, so all of our extra cables in the bucket. Runs all the way down 300 foot to the pump. One continuous piece, and that way if we need to lower it later on, we've got plenty of extra cable and extra safety rope. So now we can mount the circuit breaker, then we can wire everything in, and we're really close to firing this thing up. We got the pump control box mounted, the circuit breaker box mounted. Both of these are exterior grade. Got everything wired in, so pump wiring coming in, going in. Then we've got power going to the fuse box over to this 30 amp double pole breaker. And then we've got power coming out. This is, I actually went to Harbor Freight and picked up a 220 extension cord, like a 25-foot extension cord. Got it wired in here with a weatherproof strain relief, and I went ahead and just connected it to the post here with a clamp, just because I had it. And then we just jumped over with a little piece of flexible conduit to run the wire. That way everything's all weather tight. What I did with the extension cord is I just cut the end off, stripped it back like a foot, then ran the wires into where they're supposed to go. So everything should be good there. We're getting ready to get the bigger generator over here, plug that in, fire it up, and we should be able to run some water out of the hydrant. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me because the bigger generator's running right now, but everything is hooked up. I'm gonna flip the switch for the breaker for the very first time. The yard hydrant's open. Been a long time coming for this, so let's see what happens. There we go. That's the first water out of the well pump. Gonna go ahead and fill up our tank over there, but everything looks like it's doing good.